Hello, we're Denby, and we live here, slap bang in the middle of England. It's from here in the heart of the Derbyshire countryside that we've been making Denby for over 200 years. Denby is renowned for its incredible durability. I bet you didn't know that 4 upturned Denby mugs can hold the weight of a double-decker bus. Or that our plates are so durable they often bounce if you accidentally drop one on the floor. Just one reason that more brides in the UK choose Denby than any other tableware brand. Once people discover how super our pottery is and how long it lasts, we have to make lots and lots of pots. In an hour, we can make around 800 mugs. And if we stacked up a month's worth of plates, they'd be taller than the Empire State Building. That's a lot of washing up, isn't it? So we also make sure they can all go in the dishwasher, not to mention the oven, microwave and freezer too. Nowadays, Denby's popularity is so widespread, you'll find us as far afield as New Zealand, Canada, Korea, Norway, USA, Italy. Well, you get the idea. But we'll always be proud of our roots. And it's because of this chap, William Bourne, that we have such a rich heritage in pottery. And here's one we made earlier. In fact, we've been making pottery at Denby for over 200 years. This is Halo, a design developed using age-old skills recently revived by our craftsmen to create a truly unique design. Go back a few years and some of our ranges might look familiar. For instance, Imperial Blue, which is still a firm favourite today, is a true design classic. Back in the 1970s and the 1960s, when brown was really big, arabesque was the height of sophistication. Yes, honestly. The exuberant 1950s, influenced by changing eating habits and a desire for modern design, was when Denby created some of its most iconic looks. And before that, we tried our hand at quite a diverse range of things. From plant pots to foot warmers, ink pots to ginger beer bottles. If we could make it in stoneware, then chances are we probably did. We'd like you to meet some of the people who make your pots today. Say hello, everyone.
Hello!
Did you know that your pots can pass through as many as 20 pairs of hands? When we say it's handmade by Denby, we really mean it. Some of our people, like Sean, come from families of craftsmen and have honed their skills over more than 40 years, notching up a significant length of service. They have passed their skills down to the next generation, like Donna, who makes sure that our tradition of quality is something that's just as important now as it's ever been. Others, like Tom, are new to the world of pottery, inspired by the rich heritage of the company and a determination to create some exciting things for the future. And here's Phil. He's our environmental guru, and he's responsible for our market-leading record on recycling. Denby is the first UK tableware manufacturer to be able to claim zero to landfill from all our process waste, which means exactly what it says. Ever wondered how your favourite Denby starts out? Well, it's likely that Richard, our design director, will have played a part in its creation, because he's been working at Denby since he was about 12 and knows a thing or two about designing pots. Our design team work up to 2 years in advance to make sure they bring the hottest new looks to the table. Some designs are inspired by new trends and others by changes in the way we eat, drink and entertain. This is one of our shape designers at work. He makes sure that your jug fits into the fridge door and everything can go in the dishwasher. Well, no one likes washing up, do they? We use the latest technology too to create 3D mock-ups. The designers feed in a sketch and some measurements before they go home. And when they come back in the morning, hey presto, as if by magic, it's turned into a pot. Shapes sorted, then it's over to the colour and glaze designers to give each range its distinctive personality. Look closely at any piece and you'll see the depth of colour and the amazing texture that is completely unique to Denby. Clay, fire and water is all pottery is made from. But it's how our craftsmen process these ingredients that creates Denby's unique style. And this is the reason we're here. A seam of stoneware clay, discovered over 200 years ago on this very spot, still supplies the factory today. Now that really is locally sourced. Here's one of our team slip casting a teapot. The slip, or liquid clay, is poured into a mould, and as it dries, it forms the shape of each piece. Each item takes a different time to dry out, so it takes an expert eye to know when it's set for your tea set. Phil wanted us to let you know that we recycle enough plaster of Paris moulds to fully plaster 50 new homes a year. That's some going. And here's one of our craftsmen with a really hands-on job. Would you believe she's sticking each handle on individually with just liquid slip? She can do about 100 an hour and she hardly ever sticks them on upside down. Meanwhile, our glaze development team take the desired recipe from design and try to replicate it, but each glaze recipe is like a gourmet sauce. Just the right amount of each ingredient is needed to balance it perfectly. Once it's perfected, the glaze is checked and applied to the pot in various different ways. This is one of our skilled dippers. If it wasn't for him, you'd have a drippy teapot. He's making this part look very easy as he dips each teapot into the bath of glaze. It has to be millimetre perfect or the glaze leaks inside. Our sprayer here is applying the glaze onto a platter. He's probably a dab hand at fake tan too, because what we want to avoid is that streaky look. The rich coloured bands on every plate are quite a labour-intensive process, applied by hand and completely dependent on the skill and care of the paintresses. Patterned elements have to be meticulously applied and carefully positioned onto the mug. The transfer is made up of tiny layers of glaze which fuse to the mug when fired and form part of the vitreous surface. That's the super tough outer layer that's watertight and gives each piece its incredible strength. And now for the really exciting stuff. To create the fantastic colours and textures that you recognise as Denby, we're preheating the oven to about 2000 degrees Fahrenheit or 1100 degrees centigrade. The temperature in the kiln has to be carefully regulated, otherwise the likes of azure might turn out to be more North Sea grey than Mediterranean blue. Our quality control officers here are checking that each piece of Denby is perfect. To ensure its legendary durability, each new shape is put through our edge chip test and every individual piece is checked by hand. And that ringing noise, well, that's music to our ears and means yet another piece of Denby is good to go. So as you can see, our skilled craftsmen lavish their skills and attention on your pots to create something genuinely handmade and truly unique. We know choosing tableware can be pretty tricky for our customers, whether they're starting from scratch and selecting for their wedding list or just treating themselves to a few new pieces. So we like to give our retailers a helping hand wherever we can. In store, it's about creating an eye-catching display that'll inspire customers and make it much easier for them to select their tableware. We produce some easy-to-follow merchandising guidelines for all our retailers, which means you don't need to be a creative genius to create an eye-catching display. At Denby, we've always had a special place at your table. Our tableware is made for real food and real people, from Sunday brunch to dinner with friends. We love nothing more than simple ingredients served beautifully, or love food, love Denby, as we like to put it. And we don't stop at the table. We've taken our know-how from the dining room to the kitchen. Our exciting cookshop collection, including Denby cast iron, is designed to be as tough as our tableware and every bit as stylish. From modern to traditional, there's oodles of designs to choose from, and to make it easier, we also make glass, cutlery and accessories to complement your tableware ranges, all of which are designed by Richard and team here at Denby. And just in case you missed anything, here's a handy list of things that make Denby, well, Denby. It's super durable and made to last. The glazes are harder than steel. It's fully vitrified. That means it's chip resistant, even if you're not. It can go in the oven, microwave, dishwasher and freezer. Our UK factory is a market leader in environmental policies. Love it and use it every day. So raise a glass, or should that be a mug, to Denby, a truly great British brand that after 200 years continues to bring quality and style to the table.